As a country, I would hope that a part of what we're learning right now is the destructive aspects of loveless, godless leadership. Do not elect people that don't have God and love in their hearts.
Say that for the people in the back.
When you say it again for the people in the back, could you also explain how religious leaders have been the norm for a very long time, yet they've presided over some of the worst human atrocities in human history? You're American, right, Will? Maybe you could talk about the religious boarding schools that tried to commit a cultural genocide on the indigenous population by taking their kids and not allowing them to practice their language or observe their customs. Was that the kind of love and God you're referring to here, Will? Or maybe something a bit more recent, such as Bush declaring that God told him to launch a war on Iraq, which resulted in more than 100,000 dead people. Or how about those loving, God-fearing people praying over your current fascist wannabe dictator president?
Lord, I thank you that America didn't need a preacher in the Oval Office. It did not need a professional politician in the Oval Office, but it needed a fighter and a champion for freedom. And Lord, that's exactly what we have. I thank you, Lord, that he doesn't claim to be perfect, but he is passionate. He's passionate to stop the merciless killing of the unborn. He's passionate to raise people from poverty, and 6 million have been moved from food stamps to the dignity of work.
You know, the president that knows damn well how useful religion can be, since he uses it over and over again to push his agenda. Or how about the ongoing Catholic child abuse scandal? Did you know that a few days ago they took over $1 billion from taxpayers, which was partially used to help struggling dioceses that had to pay settlements to the victims of their abuse? And this is during a time when 32% of US households missed their July house payments due to an incompetent government body, made up, I might add, by mostly religious conservatives who are in turn led by a likely non-believer who conveniently uses religion at every opportunity. A virus that has killed more than 130,000 citizens, and an income inequality level and lack of healthcare that has left millions of families unprepared to weather such a financial storm. But I mean, you'll be alright though, right, Will? You have some millions stacked up in that bank. You've got the time and resources to insinuate that somehow atheists are uniquely responsible for the current crisis. History is inconvenient to that narrative, but you do you. I could go a long time recounting the horrors that supposed loving, God-fearing people have been directly or indirectly responsible for. But the point of this video isn't to beat up on religious people. Incompetence, malevolence, and ignorance aren't unique to religious individuals. You can find a lot of it among atheists as well. But Will takes complex issues, such as the myriad of awful things happening in the US or around the world, and somehow condenses it down to be just about whether we have enough God belief in our leadership positions, which is incredibly condescending, untrue, and nonsensical, to put it politely. The fact that this type of stereotypical fatuous nonsense can be uttered with a straight face, and then be praised by the interviewer as some sort of insightful commentary on the state of our world this late in the game, is just, mind-blowing and kind of gross. Just stop it, Will. And while you're at it, maybe stop donating money to cults that actively harm individuals. And also, maybe take a good long look in the mirror, since you've spread some pretty awful conspiracy theories in the past. Like this one.
I read that you felt that the government was deliberately spraying cold germs in subways, was deliberately trying to make people ill with the AIDS virus. This is pretty serious stuff. Do you really feel that?
Well, that's a good question. Well, I'm with Barbara Walters now. Oh, that's a serious one. Okay, so I got to, now, because people are going to chase me after this. People are going to chase me. I believe that it is quite highly possible that the AIDS virus is a result of genetic warfare testing.
By American agents?
Absolutely.
Will.
You take me home, invite me in. The lights go down.